Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Aaron's Book Club. I have another book review to do today, and because I feel quite ill, we're going to try a new format, and if this format works, I may just keep it. So, the book review I have to do today is Are We Smart Enough to Know How Smart Animals Are? By Frans de Waal, I hope is how you say it. This book took me forever to read. It was a very good book. It was very informative. But like most scientific books, it was also very, very dry. And there were times where I had to put it away and do something else because I couldn't keep engaged. There were a lot of anecdotal evidence for what he was trying to say. And there was a lot of okay, so you're ruining my book. You're ruining my book. All right. So, as we continue on here, Satchel here, who's started this fight, he's the big black guy. He's just over a year old. He's still a kitten, but there's Maine Coon in him, so he's very big. Anyway, back to the book, which now has been bent by my kids. So he has a lot of scientific evidence and backs up his theories. The problem is he's also very highly opinionated of himself, which is okay. I mean, it's great to have your confidence. But it kind of gets in the way because once he starts talking about his book, he does a lot of, this is my theory and I wrote the book and yada, 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 which fine, whatever. It just kind of detracted from it. And at the same time, he goes through a lot of writing to basically say, yes, we are smart enough to find out how smart animals are, but our egos just isn't going to handle it. Boys? Really? Do we need to do this? Yeah, I know. All right, so we are smart enough to know how smart animals are, but again, our egos don't handle it. We have got, as the human race, we have got this thing in our head that we must be separate and better than the animals in our company, and animals definitely cannot be cognitive and cannot be thinking creatures and cannot be self-aware, because if they are, we have other questions that are not so pretty that we have to kind of explain and think about. Like, let's just say we find that pigs who, for example, are incredibly intelligent, if we have scientific evidence, and I know we do, that pigs are incredibly intelligent, we also eat them. And our slaughter industry is not what it should be in humane slaughter and stress to the animal. It's better than what it was, but it's not what it should be. And we like to think of ourselves as the better species. So if we come to the realization that pigs, say, are sentient or cows are sentient, and we are slaughtering them for meat, that makes us a species that isn't better than everything else. And what I say to that is we've already proven we are that kind of species, because we did the same principle, we did the same thought process when slaves were around. We tried to say that slaves were not thinking creatures, that slaves did not feel the pain that we felt, that they were savages, and therefore what we were doing to them was okay because we are the better species, therefore we know better. So it was an interesting outlook on how animals behave and the evidence that we use in order to prove what they're thinking and feeling. But at the same time, we already know the answer. We are surrounded by sentient animals, and we have to come to terms with the fact that we are treating sentient animals as farm animals for our own meat or our own needs. And let's be very clear. I am absolutely not against eating meat. Even in the animal kingdom, they hunt and kill. And they hunt and kill in ways that aren't, humane. I am not against raising animals for meat. I do think animals should be raised for meat in a more humane way, in a more respectful way. But maybe once we come to the understanding that we are raising animals that are sentient and know what's going to happen to them and don't just live in their one time or live in the moment, maybe we'll produce better methods for what we want to do. I don't know. All in all, it was a very interesting book that obviously makes a lot of thought go into what you're reading. Um, I do think that it should be required reading for any kind of medical field, any kind of slaughterhouse field, that kind of thing, just because it's an interesting perspective. But I probably should go maybe break this up. We'll see. But I'll let you know when I have another book read. Thanks, guys.